Well, hello and Happy New Year. I hope you've had a great New Year. Hope you had a great 2015 and really looking forward to 2016. I know I am, and I'm looking forward to doing a few things with my business. And some of the things that we're going to do a little chatting about today is, what works for you and what works for me, and should we pay attention to what each other's doing and try to copy it or whatever. But, I'll go back to the old adage. My dad used to say to me when he had said an expletive or done something he shouldn't have done in front of me when I was small, don't do as I do as I say. Well, in that respect, it may not have worked then, but it certainly doesn't work when you're in business. Neither one works. Don't do as I do as I say. When you're watching videos, when you're looking at what other people are doing, what to do is to find out who you are individually and build your own recognition in your store, eBay or Etsy or whatever, so that people understand that when they come to you, that they're going to find things that they are accustomed to finding with you, or new things that might come along in the same field. In other words, it's kind of important to you not to follow the crowd, but to follow your internal crowd, your business crowd, the person and business you want to be. Now, some of the things that I look for when I go shopping, and I've had my ups and downs, is quality vintage items. And as I've told you before, I like my price point to be $20 or above. And that's probably what most of my items are. Occasionally, I will sell something for the less than that, particularly if it's seasonal or an ornament. But I like to keep that price point up as high as I can. Now, watching other people's videos and seeing what they sell has taught me a few things, and I learned from every one of them. And the one thing I've learned about experimenting into a different field, don't do it big time first time. Buy a few items in that merchandise field and bring them home and then meld them into your own product line and see how they go. And it may not work for you right at first. It may be something that people are going to have to find and search. But keep in mind that your personality, and I'm talking about your business personality, is what's important to build on, what people expect to find when they come to your store. Some of the things that don't work for me very well right now, doesn't mean they never will, and this is on eBay, are fabrics. Unless they're very unique or very unusual, they just don't work in my mix. Another one is electronics. And electronics and I don't seem to find a customer that really would come to my store just for that purpose, although I do admire people who can do it. Another one is clothing. So many people are getting into clothing, and I think it's a great field for you if it is in your mix of things that you purchase and in your personality that you have out there as a store or as a seller. So if you're going to get into it, try to find clothing that actually fits in your merchandise mix, something that really enhances or brings forward your other products. Because if you just go wild, and let's say we do vintage collectibles, and all of a sudden you're putting up biker leather jackets, maybe it'll sell, maybe it won't. But the one thing you can bet on is that people are not going to come there just to buy those things. Another thing is shoes, mugs, retail arbitrage doesn't work very well for me, and dishes. Although I've had a little bit of success in dishes, I have my reasons for not doing them. I'll go into that a little bit more pretty soon. But right now, I'm excited to show you some of the things I got at a yard sale this summer. Don't know where this person had been, but they were a world traveler. And these were really very, very attractive. They are not marked, so I'm just assuming that they're pottery that he picked up in his travels. I I thought it was pretty. The quality was nice. The painting was nice. And even though I don't find a mark on it, it's very southwestern. I'll probably put $25, $30 on it. And in the same mode, I don't know what it was about this, but I just thought this was absolutely cute. I mean, what is cuter than a woman with all those children sitting on her lap? It's kind of heavy. It is marked and labeled. It's handmade in the USA, and it looks like it has a copyright date of '86 on it. But I'll probably put maybe $45 to $50 on it. And as you know, I always put best offer on almost everything. And the other thing that I don't do is just constantly sell things, because I've learned in retailing in my particular merchandise mix that if people know you're going to discount, they'll wait for it rather than purchase full price. So I'm putting everything up at my best price most of the time, and then putting best offer on it. And this little guy, he's made in the Philippines, and he's kind of a paper cardboard kind of a Santa. Why am I picking up Santas this time of the year? Because I sell Christmas all year round. And this guy was so expensive. One of the great finds that I had this year when I was out doing yard sales was really towards the end of the season, when I thought I wasn't going to find anything else. And I went to a church sale in the basement. And when I got down there and looked around, I saw 2 boxes, just like this one, full of Busilla and other kits. They were mostly Christmas stocking kits, and there were a few that were not Busilla, and there was a couple that were cross-stitch kits. And so I went in and I sat down, because I always sit down if I can, because I'm getting old and I'm getting lazy. And I said, well, how many are there? And she said, well, I'd have to count. And I said, well, what would you take for both boxes of them, all of them? And sale where the donations went right back to the church. So she went through them, and there were 28. And I said, well, I'll give you $100 for all of them, which made them around, what, $3 a piece, 3 1/4 a piece. She says, okay, I can do that. So I bought them all. And before I go on with the haul video, I'm going to tell you what happened with them, because I was really excited. They were almost all new in package, and all kinds of really cute subjects. So I came home that night, I was so excited, and I began to list them on eBay. And right out of the bat, while I was still listing them, somebody was coming along and buying just about every one I put up, and they were between $29 and $35 a piece. And by the time I got through listing and she got through buying, she had bought $195 worth of kits. And I thought, wow, that's really cool. Well, within the next 2 days, I sold between 12.4 and 12.6, I sold $337 worth of kits. So I think that was my best buy right before Christmas. This is a little rough, people. I'm sorry. I'm having to do this in a different part of the house because I moved all my unsold inventory to a bedroom on the 2nd floor. And I'm not sure what I have hauled and what I haven't because it got intermixed. But here's another piece that I purchased for $1. And of course, you know I like needlework. So this is cross stitch and very pretty. It is in a frame, but I will take it out of the frame. I purchased it for $1, and I will probably put it up on eBay for about $35. And then this was really cool. This is a Chinese pirate boat kit. And it's intact and really old. And all the pieces are there, even though it had been opened at some point. It's made in Italy, and I thought that was really cool. So I've got it listed on eBay. I think I paid $2 for it, and I have it listed on eBay right now, I think for 65 or 75, maybe more, I don't know. And then I found this really beautiful soft leather fossil bag. I really like the texture of it. It's just like glove leather. Has a little bit of a spot on it, but not enough to hurt anything. Nice size. Has the big crossbody strap, which I think will be okay. I paid $2.50 for this. I'll probably list it for $55 and see how it goes. And then this one is a little bit different. This is really kind of a biker looking bag, which I think is really kind of cool. It's very old fossil bag, and it too is really nice and soft black leather, and it's marked on the inside with the fossil label and everything. And I paid $2.50 for it, and I will probably ask 55 or 60 out of it. Now I'm going to try an experiment. This may work or it may not work, but I have family members who really, really, really like recipes, and they particularly like to get recipe books that are, unusual or different or local flavor. So I'm putting together a bunch of cookbooks that are kind of unique, and most of them are books that have been published in a more local manner. Like this is Home Economics Teachers, and this is Americana Cookery from Regional America's Traditional Recipes, and then this one is Treasured Recipes from a Kid's World Daycare. And this one is Gorham, which is a little town just west of us, Community Cookbook, which a lot of communities will put out cookbooks, and they'll have, favorite old recipes of their area. And then this last one is Garden of Goodness, and it's a collection of recipes from Heartland America. Now, these are not in perfect condition. They've been used and well used, I think, but they're all vintage. They've all been around for a while, so I'm going to bundle those together as a bundle and see how they sell. Now, in a different mode here, I found this Weight Watchers binder. Has a complete kit of things in it for losing weight. It has the cookbook and the 3-month tracker and the whole thing. Don't have any clue what this might be worth, but I'm thinking I'll put it up for maybe $35 and see what it brings. The binder is really nice just all by itself. And here's another purse that I got at the thrift shop recently. It's a Nicole Lee, and I bought it almost exclusively because it was kind of ugly. But it's in really, really nice condition. I think the outside is probably a vinyl, but it's leather feel to it. And it has fringes and a chain type handles. I don't think that, they can't be over body or anything. But it's pretty, color's nice, so I'll probably put it up for $35. Along in the same vein as the two little Southwestern figures is this basket. And it was just a really nice quality basket that I was very enamored of. It was so well made, and I'm not mistaken, I think that might be pine needle. If it is a pine needle basket, it makes it a lot more valuable. Very pretty, very nicely done. This one is at the same sale that the other pieces were, the Indian woman and the little vase. And I'll probably start that high. I'll probably put $75 on it. I rarely make auctions anymore. They just don't seem to go anywhere with me because apparently my followers on my store just don't expect me to have. This was another set that was at an estate sale this summer, late summer, which I really enjoyed going to. There were a lot of cool things, and I have some more things from that estate sale. And this is by William Sonoma, and it's made in Japan. Let's see if I can get it to focus. And it has the chopsticks, and there's a slot for them. Go in here. Ta-da! Isn't that something? That's so cool. I went on the second day, or the Saturday, half price day, so it cost me $5, not $10. And I don't know exactly, I haven't done any research on it yet, but I think I'll probably put it up for $45 or $50. And a little tribute here to Dirty Girl. Picked up some clunky jewelry. Now, I don't know a lot about these pieces. They're not very expensive. This is a copper piece. It is not marked. But I thought it was just really kind of clunky and pretty. And it may be one of those things that I'll just put up on Etsy. And maybe put $20 on. I don't know. We'll see. Just a cool looking piece. And in the same vein was this piece with the abalone, and I noticed that she had a bracelet similar to this on Etsy, and I don't recall how much she had for it, but I only paid $1 a piece for these. This is not silver, it's a silver tone, but it's really nicely made. It's inlaid very pretty and very tight, so it is kind of small. So I might put $25 on that. And I picked up a couple of Bibles. Now, I'm not sure why, except that it just seemed like a good idea at the time. This one was so pretty. It has kind of a felt top to it. And the inside of it was just pristine. It didn't have any writing in it or anything like that. It was 1989, printed in Columbia. How about that? And it was a reference. It had a reference portion to it. So we'll see how that goes. Probably put it up for $25 and see. And then this is another Bible that I picked up in my travels. Actually, the Bibles are free at our local thrift shop. If you find a Bible you want, they don't charge you for a Bible because they are free if people want to buy them. But this was a really nice edition of this Bible. Very clean and some really nice graphics in it. And let's see, if there's beautiful graphics. I just really thought they were really pretty. King James Version. I was looking for a 1946 is the copyright date on it. But it's a rather heavy Bible and a little bit big in the sense that be maybe a little expensive to. Dang it! Sorry about that. Maybe a little. The maps in the back are just really nice. And my grandson, who's 8, he loves maps, so we had to look through it so he could see about the different maps. There is a, somewhere in here it does tell who the artist was that did all the pictures. So anyway, it's not a very long haul video, but still maybe something that we can get a little bit from. I've so enjoyed watching all your videos. You've all got so much to contribute, and I have really enjoyed them, and I learned from them, and I apply some of the things to my merchandise and my stuff. But I just want to leave you again with one more little tip here, and that is you want to make sure that when you're building an identity online, that you're very consistent with it. I know a lot of people get a little bit uptight with eBay because they seem like they're trying to control what you do and helping you comply with when you should ship and things like that. But one of the biggest things that you can possibly do for your customers is to build trust in what they do, in what you do, so that they know that every time they visit your shop or your place of business, that they're going to trust that they're going to get exactly what they want at a price they can expect and with the kind of customer service that they need. So, hope you got a little bit out of this video, and bye-bye. I'll talk to you in a few days. Today we're going to talk a little bit about building a brand or building a personality on online selling such as eBay and Etsy. Now, if you're selling on Amazon, you sell under the Amazon brand, so you therefore don't build a personal brand. So we're not going to consider Amazon, and this is specifically for eBay, Etsy, or any other online platform that allows you to have your own store or selling personality. So first we're going to talk about brand rejection. And brand rejection just simply means people know you exist, but they don't really want to buy from you. The reason behind this is most often because of lack of trust in the brand or trust in the people, or they've had a bad experience or something and they just simply turn around and say, I'm not going back there. So that's one of the reasons it's really important to be very customer oriented when you're online, because people can't see you or to talk to you and work through any issues with you, so you have to be prepared to be a top rated customer service person as well as a store owner or a person who sells online. The next one is brand non-recognition, and this is the problem with most online sellers, is they're usually operating under a seller ID or under something they picked when they first started, and no longer, and it doesn't apply directly or identify them with whatever they're selling. So you want to make sure at some point, if you're going to continue selling and try to build a business online, that you select a name that is going to identify you with the product lines or the niche that you sell in. The next one is brand recognition, and that simply means that people may know who you are. They may see your ID or your name and understand who you are, but you're really reliant at this point on getting found in a search engine and things like that, more so than you are by people recognizing your brand and wanting to buy from you. So at least at the point where people recognize your brand, they are buying from you through search engine and through saving your merchandise or some other form. It isn't a consistent way to sell. One thing about brand recognition is that consistency is very important, and that just simply means that people, when they see your name, they associate it with exactly what they feel or that they think they expect to receive. Brand preference is really trust. It's trust in the consistency of your brand. For example, you take McDonald's, and whether you like it or whether you don't like it is not really relevant. What's relevant is that the people who buy from it will go back time and time again, because McDonald's is very consistent in the way they present themselves. The golden arches, the type of food they have, the appearance of their buildings and everything like that are very, very consistent, and people know when they go through a McDonald's or go into a McDonald's that they're going to get exactly what they expect, and there aren't going to be any negative surprises overall. Then brand loyalty, and brand loyalty is the thing that says, okay, I prefer McDonald's over Subway or Burger King or A&W or some other similar fast food entity, because I know that that's the kind of food that I want at the prices I want, and that I get the kind of service that I need. So you are dealing here with trust in the brand, and know their products, and consistency in the way that they treat you, and you recognize it, and it keeps people coming back time and time again. So essentially, when you're beginning to build a business online, you need to think of all these things. You need a logo that's recognizable. You need a name that's recognizable and easy for people to find. Let's say you started out with a eBay ID like Seller 223476. Okay, that works as an ID, but it does not work as a brand name to build a business on, because no one's ever going to remember it or recognize it when they see it. So at some point, if you really want to keep it going and want to go cross-platform, such as to another selling platform, or to establish your own business online under an independent platform, then you really need that consistency. You need to have recognition, and you want people to prefer your brand, and you want people to understand that when they buy from you, they're going to get exactly what they expect in the manner they expect to get it at the price they expect. So here's the second part of the story we were talking about on building a brand. And this is Mark and Robin Levine, or Levine. They're from Illinois, and they started a business from their home in 1999 with a single roll of bubble wrap. They recognized a need that was coming of supplying online sellers with shipping supplies, and they've been doing it very successfully ever since. They started it as a two-man operation, home-based business. It is now a multi-million-dollar business that may be no longer home-based, but it's still operated by the Levines and their family. They have warehouses now in California and Ontario, as well as in Illinois. They established a brand with a really good recognizable name called Bubble Fast. They built on all of the elements that it takes for online selling, which is trust. They have excellent customer service. They answer the phones themselves. If you order a product today, you'll probably get it within 3 days on your doorstep with free shipping. So they actually recognize the need to build trust and confidence in the people who purchase from them. They're very consistent in the way they handle their label and the way they handle their logo and everything else. It's the same across all platforms. And they sell on many platforms, including Amazon, plus their own website. When you purchase from them, you'll know that you're going to get exactly what you expect, when you expect it, at the price you expect to get it from. You know that if there's a problem, they're going to take care of it immediately. They have since 1999 built this one small home-based business into a multi-million-dollar business with brand loyalty and customer service. So this is just an example of what you can do when you focus on what you need to do to build your own brand or your own online recognition.